From Provo, Utah, this is the Ultimate Final Fantasy Podcast with your hosts, Joseph DeGollier and Caleb Schweiss. This is Ultima Final Fantasy.
Welcome to another episode of Ultima Final Fantasy, the ultimate Final Fantasy podcast. I am your host, Caleb.
And I'm your other host, Joe.
And today we are going to discuss the mythic and literature origins of Rare Game from Final Fantasy XII. There's quite a few of them, and that is the ultimate title.
Are there quite a few of them?
Yeah, there's like 15 or 20.
So we're doing a Final Fantasy XII episode because in a week from now, we'll be doing the Final Fantasy XII review. Am I right?
It's true, yeah. We're going to have everything taken care of, and we're going to do the giant beef-filled review of Final Fantasy XII. And of course, you can find all of that and more on our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/Ultima Final Fantasy. You can follow us on Twitter. It's at UFF Podcast. Like our page on Facebook, facebook.com/Ultima Final Fantasy. And you can support us on Patreon. If you guys give us just $1 a month, we will release the episodes whenever we're done mixing them, usually about a day and a half early. Mm-hmm. And, of course, some of you are watching this on Twitch. It's twitch.tv / Ultima Final Fantasy. The only one on there, of course. And you can find all of this and more on our website, ultimafinalfantasy.com.
Yep. And please join our forums, ultimafinalfantasy.boards.net.
It's true. We do a lot of the show's content through the forums, and a lot of voting, a lot of polls, all sorts of good beefy stuff goes into there.
All the questions from us to you. That's the best place to ask questions for the show. All those sorts of things.
It's true. Everything is there.
All right. So where are you in Final Fantasy XII? I know we're finishing up, but what do you have left in the game?
Let's see. Right now, I'm power grinding in the Hen Mines.
Okay. What level are you trying to get to?
I'm looking to get to probably level 90, maybe mid 90s, and then I'm gonna go take on Yaizamat, and then I'm gonna go fight Omega Mark 12, and that's probably gonna be the last two things I do, unless of course Yaizamat just takes me a few hours, which we'll see tonight. Yeah, because tonight I think Joe and I are both planning on hopefully taking down the rest of the hunts and just enjoying a little bit of time to not have to play 12.
As I promised before, my plan is to do every single hunt, and I have 5 hunts left. I have number 40 to number 45.
Okay.
So
those are the tougher ones, obviously, but
I'm sure they are the tougher ones. But I'm quite leveled, and I have really good equipment. I feel like I can handle it.
Yeah, you should be fine.
Yeah. Now, I might try to take on the super boss. What's his name?
Omega Mark 12.
Okay, I might try to take him on, but no promises. But I did promise you guys I would do all the hunts, so I'm going to do that. And then, of course, I'll beat the final boss of the game, and then we'll worry about doing the review next week. And Caleb Craig, the other Caleb, should be joining us next week for you Caleb Craig fans out there.
Yeah.
So we've gotten some people asking him to get on again, and he's coming on for FF12 at least.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, it's been a while since he's completed a Final Fantasy around the same time as us, and that's kind of a parameter for being on an episode is you have to actually play the game around the time when we play the game.
Yeah. So, Schweiss.
Yes?
Shall we get to the news? Do you have any news pulled up, Schweiss?
I do not.
Oh.
It was your job to do the news because it's my episode.
My job to do the news?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's
break and do the news.
Let's break and do the news.
All right.
Wow, that's super unprofessional.
Or we can cut out the last part and then you just say, let's do the news.
Yeah? That's what I just did for the thing. Pull up the thing on the forums, if you can. So I don't think there was much news. So new submissions.
Where's the cat?
Right here.
It's the newest one.
There's nowhere we can put it now. Just throw it outside and close the door.
Let's see.
If you put him in the bathroom, he gets loud.
Yeah. Caleb's having trouble with his cat for you Twitch guys out there, so just give us 1 second and we'll do some news. There isn't much here. Okay.
Jeez, he's so blaringly loud.
I feel like we had this before. Haven't we had this before? July 21st?
We talked about the Alexander thing.
Okay, we talked about that then. So there are 2D sprites for Record Keeper.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool for FF14. And then there's some Final Fantasy items coming to Dota 2.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
Chocobo
cool.
Courier and a Moogle Ward.
Nice.
Huh, okay. And then another concert.
Fancy.
Yeah. Team Behind the Wilds. I don't think that's news.
So there's really like nothing.
Yeah, there's like nothing.
All right.
All right.
Well, hang on.
All right. So apparently, when you go on vacation for just a couple of days, your mind just like changes, and you don't realize that you have a job to do, which
Yeah.
is ridiculous. But luckily, we did have a couple people submit news from the forums. There was Shinru, and then a newer guy about a concert. I don't think a FF related concert is really Final Fantasy news. So as far as like official Final Fantasy news or semi-official Final Fantasy news is concerned, we got two pieces of news.
Ooh.
Yeah. So there's some Final Fantasy 14 characters that are actually getting the FF Record Keeper treatment, apparently. They're going into 2 dimensions. So if you want to enjoy some Final Fantasy 14 on Record Keeper, you can do that now.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And then our last piece of news. This is kind of Final Fantasy news, but it's more like a Spot the FF, I'd say. There are some Final Fantasy items coming to Dota 2. So you Dota 2 players out there will enjoy a Chocobo Courier and a Moogle Ward. And of course, you can go look that up if you want to see them. Yeah, it looks like a Chocobo and a Moogle.
Yeah, the Chocobo's got a pretty cool little beak cover thing going on. It looks pretty intense.
Slow days for news, but you know, after E3, there's always kind of a lull. So
Yeah, well, a ton of stuff comes out at once, and it's crazy. And
we'll
then,
see what happens with Gamescom.
Yeah, hopefully something big. 12
Hopefully.
HD.
All right, Schweiss, you going to teach us about some rare game?
Yeah, let's learn about those guys.
You have anybody on the Twitch?
Yeah,
All right.
I can't see what they said.
Slips on in, I think is what it says.
Yeah,
Yep.
nice.
Well, welcome to the show.
Yes.
Why is that upside? Look at that. Look at that. All right. Let's pull up the questions for this week.
Jesus, the fucking thing is just like freaking out. What questions? Oh, the questions for the
From the forum. Let's do that.
All right.
So, it's too bad that it's not like a full news week. Actually, it's not too bad because I obviously was really stupid today. But let's see. That one's a newer one.
We should just dominate it.
You think so?
Yeah.
You think we're gonna? Oh Jesus, dude!
We got it.
Pick like the bottom 5.
Well, the problem is the bottom 5 aren't necessarily the
They're the ones
least recent.
Well, they're the ones the least forum active. So. Plus, it'll be easy to move them later.
Yeah, so we don't fuck up again.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Wait, 3. All right. All right, well, you ready to talk about this stuff?
Yeah, I am ready to talk. Wait, is that Crinitol on here?
I believe so.
Oh, hey Crinitol.
How's it going, man? You
Hey.
met us. You got here.
And Next Step Badger.
Yeah.
Hey,
He's a-
Crinitol, you gave us with Benjamin Chocobo Chica, you gave us a review of last week's episode, and you said something about a Limit Break Radio get-together in October, and I actually sent this message to Shinru thinking it was you,
Oh, boy.
but I'm wondering what episode they mentioned that on. If you could send me a link on the forum, or I guess just in this chat. Sure. I do want to get more information on that. I mean, driving to Detroit from Utah or flying to Detroit from Utah is an expensive proposition, but we'll see. And I would just like to know the information.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
Yeah.
So hook us up with that.
Plus, October is when we're going to start FF14, so it's like perfect. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Oh, I know what you mean.
if you could, if you could send me that info, that'd be great.
All right, awesome.
No one knows what I'm talking about. All right. Okay, well, Schweiss, we ready?
Let's do it.
All right.
All right, so the mythic and literature origins of rare game from Final Fantasy XII. Now, reading this and looking up how to kill rare game while I'm going through and killing the rare game, I realized
there are lots of rare games.
there are 80.
Are you done with the rare game?
Yeah, I killed the last one last
Nice.
night. In a glory of death and hallelujah playing in the background because it took forever.
Hallelujah.
But yeah, as I'm reading the origins of some of these things, I realize that I think we're too dumb to catch most of the stuff that happens in Final Fantasy. Like, there's a lot of stuff in the naming that's just genius and mythic.
We just don't recognize it.
Yeah, it's just like a meh.
We're uncultured.
Yeah, we're we don't have.
Uneducated.
Yeah, we're
All right.
somewhat. But yeah, so let's get started. So the first one is Aspidoshalon,
I think you're making up that word.
likely derived from Aspidoshleon, which according to medieval bestiaries is a huge sea creature that resembles a whale or turtle.
Does Aspidushion, whatever his name is he a giant turtle?
He is. He's like a giant tortoise.
There are lots of
tortoise guy.
giant turtles in FF12, I've noticed.
It's true. This one's the giantest of them all. So the next one
so
is...
the name fits.
Yeah, the name does fit. This one is really cool.
Okay.
This guy is Dismas. He's a Hunt Club rare game, so he's one of the ones that only appears one time, and it's theorized that the name refers to Saint Dismas, who according to Christian belief was one of the 2 thieves crucified alongside Christ. The other thief, Gestus, mocked Jesus for not saving them, and Dismas was accepting of his punishment and asked to be remembered in heaven. And in many traditions and like paintings of Jesus, he's on the left side of him, which is why in some depictions of the crucifixion, his head is tilted to the right towards Dismas. Like that, yeah, I was like, whoa. And that was one of the guys I just ran into on accident.
I remember Jesus saying something to the 2 guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so...
Should have pulled out a Bible, but... That's cool. So what do you think Dismas has to do with that? Like, when you're looking at the imagery of this rare game.
He's like a zombie, so he's kind of an undead guy.
So he was remembered in heaven or whatever.
I guess,
says.
yeah. Except for he's like a lich now, but...
Sorry for misquoting Jesus, of course.
No, but yeah, it was pretty cool. I had no idea. I just figured it was going to be another guy that I'm slaughtering, but yeah, that one was fun. This one is Ariok.
Okay.
It's a Hebrew name that means fierce lion. It originally appears in the book of Genesis, being the name of the king of Elisar, which is a place.
Okay.
That guy,
Sure, it's a place.
obviously, yeah, in there. But this guy has no. He's kind of a loose one. He's just a flying dude. So.
Fierce. He's not a lion or anything.
No, he was just a flying.
So
guy.
they just took a name.
Yeah, they just took a name for this one.
Because sometimes it is really like accurate, and then sometimes it's not, and it's
Yeah, sometimes they just
Interesting.
like when they do chimeras, and it's like that's not a chimera.
Right.
That's a bird. That's just a bird. It doesn't have any other things, but whatever. Eros, this one's pretty obvious. It's Greek prefix relating to air and flight. This guy was a flying dude, and yeah, that works.
okay.
Chris, it's Kris. This guy was a Marlboro in the Sirope Steppe. He's
He's a Marlboro.
yeah.
Okay.
He's got a sweet mustache too.
A Marlboro with a mustache.
I think most of them actually have mustaches in 12. If you ever look
I've
close at
never
them,
looked close enough at the Marlboros
they're pretty smooth
to
looking.
see that.
They're like, what? But yeah, they're all classy. This guy, it's a dagger apparently from the Malayan archipelago.
Archipelago.
Whatever. It's often
Do
made.
you just have to mispronounce things when you're on this show?
Yeah, I just do it intentionally to piss you off.
Concerto.
Concerta, that's right. It's often made with a wavy blade and is used for both spiritual means and as a weapon. So another one of the ones where they just kind of use something that sounded cool because it's a Marlboro. He uses his breath and his tentacles to.
Not so much
hit
a
ya.
swirly knife.
Yeah,
a
not so
wavy
much.
knife.
Another one is Ishteen. This one means one in ancient Assyrio-Babylonian language. This is symbolic due to this rare game only appearing once because he's a trophy rare game. And those guys, once you kill them one time, they never appear again. So
Well, aren't there a few of those? Like,
there's like 40 of them.
Okay.
So yeah, they just kind of used one for the hell of it. So this one was a mind fuck for me.
I think you should save that one, personally.
Okay, we'll keep that one till second
You
to
got quite the
last.
list here, I see.
Yeah, I did like a little work on it. So Anubis, it's with a Y. It's obviously derived from Anubis, the Greek name for the jackal-headed god associated with mummification and the afterlife in Egyptian mythology.
Was it an undead creature?
It was a bat.
Oh.
Yeah, it was kind of cheap.
Random. They should use that for, like, the zombie crap.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Philo. Philo is Greek for leaf, and it's also the name of a Greek pastry, which is made up of tissue-thin layers, which I swear I've had before. Like just maybe I'm thinking of just crescent stuff, but I don't know. It sounds tasty.
What does the rare game look like?
He was another bat. So
Fucking lame.
well, he has paper-thin wings, I guess.
All right.
So this one's another obvious one. It's matriarch bomb. And, of course, matriarch denotes a social organization style in which the mother or eldest female heads the family and descent, and the relationships are determined through the female line. So,
Right, matriarch.
yeah, so they're generally the most powerful in political positions as well. That guy was a giant blue girl or guy, whatever. Obviously a female bomb. It's just a giant bomb.
Just based on the name, female bomb?
Obviously, yeah. So Vishnu, this one is possibly derived from Vishnu, which is a popular Hindu god, and he is venerated as the supreme being in the Vaishnava sect of Hinduism. So
I just remember, not Richard Parker, but the other. What is the name of the life of... Oh, it's Pi.
yeah,
Feel
the guys.
retarded all of a sudden. Vishnu. I remember that.
Yeah. All right, so
So
this guy,
what does the guy look like?
he's one of those.
You got to describe this rare game. Not everybody has gone through all these rare games.
Okay. The Vishnu is one of those statue creatures, the statue head,
Okay, yeah.
and he's in that
Big walking stone statue.
Yeah, and he's
Yeah.
in. Oh no, it's just the head ones though, where it's just the head.
Oh, it's a giant head statue.
Yeah, a giant head statue, and he's in the freaking Pharaoh's area. I hate so much. This one I thought was hilarious. It's Imdugud. It's like
good.
yeah, I thought it was some lame way of like combining 5 words in a text or something. But apparently he's a lesser divinity of Akkadian mythology. He's the son of the bird goddess Ceres, and in Mesopotamian legend, it's known as a lion-headed bird and the son of the sky god Anu. And he's also known as Anzu. Not that that helps me know who he is any better.
Is he a lion-headed bird?
He's a bird. I don't think he had a lion head.
Close.
Yeah, another one where they took some liberties, but
okay.
This guy's Tarask or Tarasque. I'm not sure how to really pronounce it. And this one derives from Christian legend again. He's a giant sea serpent with a turtle shell, lion's head, and a scorpion's tail. And apparently he terrorized off the coast of France.
Okay.
And the legend goes that Saint Martha charmed the Tarasque or Tarask into town, where the townspeople slaughtered it, and the beast offered no resistance. So,
just because Saint Martha,
I guess, yeah,
charmed him. What does he look like? What the description is?
He looks like a giant frog.
Turtle shell, lion's head, and scorpion tail.
No,
he just became a frog.
Yeah, he's a frog.
Wow,
he looks kind of like Sin.
Well, that
actually
sounds. Well, I don't know why they. I don't know. I'm wondering why they don't just make creatures that look like that.
Well, with the rare game, with Final Fantasy XII, most of them are just different variations of a regular monster.
Right.
So I think that's probably why. But that's still kind of lame.
Name for it?
Yeah. All right, so this guy is the Grimalkin, and this was what are those guys called? The Quirrell or whatever. The little cat creatures with the tentacles.
Yeah.
And it's apparently supposed to be an old or evil-looking female cat.
Okay, so that's pretty close.
Yeah, and Scottish legend refers to the Grimalkin as a fairy cat that dwells in the Highlands, and it could be derived from a book released in 1570 called Beware of the Cat.
Beware the Cat.
By William Baldwin. So that one was legit.
Wow, Baldwin brothers old.
Yeah.
1570?
Yeah, I was thinking that too. I was like, man, their family is ancient. So this one is called the Neckbet. This guy was a cockatrice dude, so the big fat feather dudes.
Okay, big fat chickens.
Yeah, the big fat chicken creatures.
Not baby chicken, not chocobos, but big fat.
Yeah,
chicken.
big old chicken. This guy was an early pre-dynastic local goddess. She was the patron of the city Nekhbet, or Nekheb, I think.
Nekheb?
Yeah, Nekheb. She was often depicted as a vulture, which was a creature that Egyptians thought only existed as females.
Okay, so they got the bird thing.
Yeah, having to adopt children, and apparently the priestesses of Nekhbet were called Mu, which means mothers, and they wore robes of white vulture feathers. So
okay, so there's a bird.
Yeah,
theme.
That one's a lot more legit than some. The next one is pretty obvious, too. The Cult Sworn Lich. This guy's a bastard to get to spawn, by the way. He took me an hour and 5 minutes. I have a huge video of me just getting more and more pissed off on YouTube trying to make this guy show up. So a Lich is, of course, an undead creature. It's oftentimes a result of a transformation, such as a powerful person seeking eternal life through spells or rituals that allow the individual to bind his intellect to his animated corpse and achieve immortality.
Huh.
And this guy was one of those wraith creatures. So the guys with the
right,
rings
that
around
makes
them,
sense.
the undead, yeah.
Yeah,
that works. I mean, it'd make more sense if he was a zombie, but that works also. This one's really obvious too. Juggernaut, unstoppable force.
What kind of creature was he?
He was one of the those wooden dudes, the golem guys, the tree golem kind of thing.
I'm not sure if
the ones right out in the Golem jungle, right outside of the Vera's place. He was one of those.
I can't remember.
They're like wooden golems, basically.
Okay. Are they unstoppable?
No. You could stop it. I found him when I was first playing, too, like when I first got into the area, and I was like, what the fuck is this guy? He's like pounded me. And then I realized it was a rare game after I killed him. The next one is Kaiser, which is a Kaiser Wolf. And this is a German title meaning emperor. And interestingly enough, it derives from the name of Julius Caesar, which many languages use a descendant of that word, the word Caesar, to mean emperor, such as the Russian Tsar. And, of course, the Kaiser in Germany.
Well, that's cool. Well,
That guy was a giant wolf.
guy was a giant wolf.
Yeah, he was attached to another one. Loose.
Very loose.
Loose. But this one, not so much. This guy is Tower, and he took forever to spawn also.
What is Tower?
He's a derivation of the Babel enemies, so they're like just the big towers that you fight in like the Deadlands and a few other areas.
Okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And so since he's a derivation of Babel and his name's Tower, obviously it's alluded that it's meant to be the Tower of Babel, which is, of course, from the book of Genesis, and it tells the story of how early humanity was living in one big city and tried to construct a great tower that would extend to the heavens so they could see God. God got pissed off, destroyed the tower, confused the language, and made people spread out.
Okay.
Or tectonic plates. Yeah, so it's the theory that there's should be some sort of construct that has all of the world's languages, and it's like an unlock kind of thing, almost like that other fucking. Yeah,
I don't think human beings are old enough to be on Pangea.
Yeah, you don't.
By
think
the
so.
way,
I'm kidding. God, come on.
It's like people are gonna think you're an idiot if you said it was tectonic plates that separated people. Just want to put that out there. I'm sorry. So the tower thing does make sense though. Like image wise, it's with it.
And they've got like there's like little symbols and stuff on the enemies, so it's kind of cool. It's pretty chill.
All right.
The next guy is Lux Solid, which is he's like one of those giant entity guys, those big round discs that wreak havoc on you when you're really low level. The elementals,
yes.
This guy was a super boss, one of those. He had probably 400,000 health or something. And of course, Lux is derived from Latin, which means light. And the Olim portion of the Latin part might mean it like refers to at another time is what that kind of means. So it's theorized that the gods of 12 created the creature forever ago, and it's now banished to the lower levels of the hellhole that is the pharaohs. So that one's kind of loose, but obviously Lux means light. There's another guy. It was called Rain Dancer. That one's painfully obvious, and I won't go into it. But he was like one of those piranha-looking floating guys in Giza Plains during the rains. So
okay, that makes sense.
And then we've got Apsara, which is a female spirit of the clouds and waters in Hindu or Buddhist mythology. Usually, this is translated to nymphs.
Okay, does it look like a nymph?
No. It looked like a freaking fish, a flying fish.
A flying fish.
Yes, and I have two
a very
loose,
high libido flying fish.
Yes, it was coming for me. I'll tell you that.
Oh,
it was coming for me. Yeah. So this one, I didn't realize this was a thing. So apparently, Chocobo comes from a Japanese brand.
This is not a mythical origin.
No, this is just an origin.
Which is ridiculous, by the way.
I had no idea, yeah. It derives from a Japanese brand of chocolate malt ball called Choco Ball.
Oh my god.
And the mascot for this product is called Kioro-chan, which is a bird that says kue.
So they stole intellectual property and put it into their game. Of course, the company probably wouldn't be mad at a very popular game series constantly referencing them in a positive light.
Yeah, I was super surprised, though. I was like, what?
But that's really weird. Do you got that commercial pulled up?
I don't. Maybe we'll pull it up in a minute. But it was disturbing. It had some Japanese, weird, like almost kid J-pop kind of stuff.
We got to just show them.
All right. So we got one more, though, and this one was my very favorite. This is the Midgard Sormer, which, of course, is the real translation for the Midgard Zolom. This guy comes from Norse mythology, in which the Midgard Sormer, or Jormungandr, which is how they pronounce it in Norse, apparently, was the middle child of Loki and a giantess named Angrboda. And Odin threw this creature into the ocean that encircles Midgard. Dun, dun, dun,
it's Earth.
Which means Earth.
Yeah.
And it grew large enough to reach around the world and bite its own tail, which I thought was a weird detail, but that's part of the story. It was foreseen that the Midgard Sormer would do battle with his arch nemesis Thor on the day of Ragnarok. The sky would darken from the poisonous mist from the Midgardsormr, and the battle would end with the death of them both. Thor would kill the Midgardsormr and then stagger 9 steps before dying from its poison.
Huh. So
Yeah.
they both die.
Yeah, they both die at Ragnarok.
Well, we know how the next Thor movie's going to end.
Giant snake.
After Loki has sex with a
Yeah, it's gonna be weird.
giantess.
But yeah, that one was pretty. That one was pretty awesome, and
That's pretty cool.
good callback to 7 for that one.
All right, let's find that freaking chocobo thing. You think you can find it?
Yeah.
Think it'll be in your history or what? All right, Caleb is typing in the Chocoball commercial. Which one was it on? Was it funny commercial or?
It wasn't funny. It was this one.
Oh, okay.
Dear God.
Oh my God. Okay, guys, type in Chocoball on YouTube. Was that the third link down, I believe?
Yeah, it was like 17 seconds.
Okay,
of
it's
ad.
just Chocoball. There's these little kids. They're dancing with these these giant bird.
They look like
things.
dodo birds almost. Yeah, they're like huge beaks.
It's so strange looking, and that song is really annoying. So wow,
Yeah, that's disturbing. On,
the origins of the Chocobo.
yeah, it had a rough start, but it's in a good place now.
Oh my God. Oh Jesus.
You gonna be okay after that?
Dude, that was so like random.
That's a world shatterer right there. Oh God! All right, so I think that's it for the discussion portion. Do you want to answer some questions?
You know what? We gotta. Are we gonna clear some more house today?
Yeah, we got to make room for the 12.
We do have to make room for the 12. There's gonna be a lot of questions on 12. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, and this way we can't fuck up like last week and answer the same questions again because there won't be any.
Oh, you want to do that many questions? There's no way. There's no way.
Now we'll see what we can get done.
By the way, if you guys want to ask questions to us about FF12, we'll answer every single one that pops up as far as questions are concerned. So go to the forum, put it in. There's a folder for questions for FF12. Just put them in there.
Correct.
Yeah.
And of course, you can always ask the questions by calling in.
Oh, you can ask the questions by calling in.
Our number is, of course, 385-204-3921. That is 385-204-3921. No one will answer, but there will be a voicemail.
There will be a voicemail, and you'll have, even though one of our calls cut out, you'll have a minute of voicemail time. So just get quick to it.
Yeah, do like
Should
a
be fine.
practice speech in front of your mirror or
In fact,
something.
we should have a couple voicemails.
We totally do.
Okay. Well, let's get to the questions.
Let's.
That's the second time we've had some weird, odd, like, glitch.
It's because of the Skype. When it pops up, it's like, yeah.
Okay, so the audio just cuts off for,
Yeah.
like, a minuscule amount of time.
Yeah, it does. It sucks.
I think they were both from Kefka Plaza, but we'll answer at least one
I
of those
swear to
today.
God, we already talked about this. PC.
Oh. Well, why is that?
It just feels like it. I don't know. I'm second guessing everything we ever do now.
No. I don't think we have answered this one.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, go for it.
Okay, with the recent, this is from Void on our forums.
Ultima weapon. Ooh.
Which, by the way, he has been going through the Final Fantasy series also, only it's on a blog kind of a form. You can go to agreenmushroom.com. I don't mind blogging him. It's fine.
Yeah.
When we started doing the question segment and no one would ask us questions, he'd ask us like one a week, and it was really nice. And
Yeah, he really hooked us up.
So that was great. This is from Void, of course, as I said. With the recent announcement of FF Type 0 being released on PC, it seems like Square Enix is slowly moving to the model of releasing their games on all current gen systems plus PC. How do you guys feel about this? Overall, he thinks it's great. It gives more people access to the awesomeness that is Final Fantasy. His only concern is that they don't seem to care much about releasing FF games on console and PC at the same time. If they were to release on the same day, I would probably opt for PC more often, he says. But if the current trend continues, it seems like they release months, if not years, earlier on the console. So, Schweiss, what are your thoughts about Final Fantasy kind of moving to the PC thing?
I think it's a great idea. I mean, there's plenty of people that I know that are ridiculous PC zealots. They're like, oh, I won't play a game if it's on a console. I'm not going to buy a whole thing just to buy another one later. Which is silly because you have to replace computer parts eventually,
you do,
too.
in order to keep up. Yeah.
Hey, it's not that often because I've had
processing
mine for...
power doubles every year or some kind of thing?
Yeah, but they don't...
Doubles every couple of years?
They usually don't expect you to get that, though. Like, gaming companies intentionally release stuff that you can actually play.
Except for id.
Yeah. Except for them. They like to build stuff that rocks your computer at the time. But, I think it's a great move. I think they should have, a PC. They should have all the Final Fantasies on Steam. I think that would do wonders for their sales. It shouldn't be that difficult to throw them up there. We don't need the peg leg versions, but you just get the 1 through 13, on Steam. I don't see why not. And then there's some of them that are coming, but like Final Fantasy 12 would be great on PC because it's available nowhere else. It's just PS2, and many people don't have their PS2s anymore, which is weird to me, but a lot of people, they moved on. They traded their console in with a new one.
I think it's great for them to put the older games on PC, like, Final Fantasy 7 or 8 or 9 or hopefully someday 12.
Yeah.
Kind of, clean them up and then put them on the PC version. I think that's great. I'm certainly more of a console player. However, if they were all put on PC, I guess I would probably play them on PC.
Yeah, I kind of like console more too, but that's only because I'm too lazy to set up my computer as if it were a console.
All they're going to do is make more money if they put them out on PC. With PC, there's like no longer much of a market for physical PC games.
Mm-hmm, so they don't have
like
to...
the box.
Yeah.
It's basically just all download models as far as that is concerned, and that actually that gets them more money.
It's true, yeah.
When they put out something like that,
And
because there's quite a bit of cost that goes into making a physical CD and case and artwork. There's a good chunk of money of that goes to the manufacturers of those items, and so Square Enix probably makes less of a profit doing that than they do like giving 10 to 20% for Steam.
Yeah, I don't even think it's...
And then the rest goes to the company. I mean, money-wise, I think it makes sense.
Yeah, and I mean, Steam doesn't really get that much money off of stuff. It's usually the creators of the game, so...
It's kind of like how bands make more money now just independently releasing music on iTunes versus going through a record company.
Yeah, well, there's different reasons for that too, though, because of the digital age. But that's the same. I guess that's the same reason.
What
for
I'm
PC.
saying, they make a larger percentage, and if they get a good amount of sales on iTunes, they'll actually make quite a bit of money.
Yeah.
Back when they'd only get a few cents per record sold. That would actually go to the artist.
Yeah, as opposed to the
because everything else gets kind of split off. So I think for Square Enix, it's a smart move. However, if they want to push their console sales, then releasing it months later, I think probably works for them.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's some sort of incentive with Sony or with,
Well,
Microsoft.
Sony used to own like 20% of their stock, but I guess they don't anymore. At least I was told that.
I'm not sure.
So if they don't, I guess they really have no need
unless they get paid
to continue getting Sony, having it out on Sony products.
Yeah, I'm sure they cut them a check for making it a not PC or an exclusive. That's how those consoles get made, is by their exclusive games. Which, strangely enough, the PS4 has very few, yet it's rocking.
Well, it's the best system.
It is,
so
I
good.
think, but there's no main games yet. There's still stuff coming.
It takes a couple of years.
Yeah, it's been a couple of years.
Well, we're waiting for FF15.
It's true, and then there's going to be Uncharted and all sorts of stuff. So yeah, I think it's a great move. I think it, like you said, the only thing it'll do is make them more money and open the series up to a whole different market of people.
I do want them to kind of catch up with all the old stuff.
Yeah, before they just throw out 15.
Yeah,
that would be cool. I mean, if
they
anything,
threw out 13 before 12 or 10. Or
true. Yeah, and like
that was weird.
It is weird because 13 is more available.
Yeah.
Well, it's not necessarily more available. It's on a more recent console, so it's easier to have that console still.
Right.
So, all right. So, this one's kind of that one's for the forum.
Okay.
All right, top 5 weapons.
Oh, Jesus.
Boom.
Another top list.
What are your top 5 favorite weapons from the series? This doesn't necessarily have to be the most powerful weapons that were most useful, but ones you simply just like the most for whatever reason. This is from The Doors 93, a newer member. His top 5 Ultima weapon.
A newer member? He's a Knight of the Round. I don't think he's that new.
He's fairly new. It's
he
only
must
been
be posting a lot.
Yeah, he's excited.
Okay.
His top 5 Ultima weapon FF9, Apocalypse FF10. That one's pretty cool actually. Dark Sword FF4, Apocalypse FF7, Brotherhood FF10.
It's all about his Apocalypse.
Honorable mentions: Lionheart from FF8, Mass Immune, Orin's, and FF7's Buster Sword.
Okay, I can answer this. Favorite weapons are probably those like really cool designed weapons, and I'd say the Lionheart just looks awesome. So that's probably one of my favorites. The Brotherhood sword from 10.
Yeah, the blue one.
That's such a cool looking sword. Like,
yeah, it's like,
I don't know its practicality. I don't know if it's made of glass or whatever. So who knows?
It's probably made of the same shit that they hold the water in for the Blitzball.
But it's
sphere.
cool. It's cool.
Yeah,
I like the way those look. And probably Cloud's ultimate weapon also. That one's a good one. And
unless you're fighting Ruby.
Then
it sucks ass.
I don't know, Schweiss, what are some of yours?
Well, that was 3. Let's see. I'll go with... I really like the design of the Ragnarok in 12. I'm not saying it's my favorite, but it looks really cool. And you've got that one. The big red one. Have you equipped it yet?
I don't think so.
Oh, maybe you haven't gotten it. It's Ixion's Hunt.
Oh, I'm going to say the Blood Sword from FF2.
Yeah, the Blood Sword was pretty awesome.
Yeah. Blood Sword was awesome. And then what's the ultimate weapon in FF1 that like kicked ass? But wasn't there a sword in FF6 that like sliced like 8 times?
That was when you equipped the Genji glove.
Oh, okay.
You're using the ultimate weapon.
Oh yeah, the Ultima sword or whatever.
I can't remember what the one in 6 is called. I changed it, so
okay. It might be
it.
Ultima weapon.
I don't think it is, but it could be. No, maybe it is. I think it might be because you can either get the Ultima spell or you get the ultimate sword.
But I saw you using the sword, and that thing's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I know. I traded the sword.
Oh, did you?
For a better one.
Oh, there's a better one.
Mm-hmm.
What was it?
I don't remember what it's called,
Okay.
but it's better. It does I think it does flare on attack, and you trade it to you bet it in the Colosseum, and then you have to fight, and then you win the better one.
Can I say stupidest weapon is whatever the fuck Renoa has on her arm?
The little launcher,
like the disc launcher Yu-Gi-Oh shit that she has on her arm. I don't know what that is, but that is the stupidest weapon. Followed by her launching the dog off of that thing.
Yeah,
as the dog as a torpedo is also a weapon. I would like to say that Renoa has the stupidest weapons.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sure PETA was like losing their shit over Final Fantasy VIII's limit breaks. Like, oh my god, that poor animal. All right, so I'm going to go Ragnarok from 12. Obviously, I've got to go Brotherhood from 10. The design is amazing. It's got movement in it. It's friggin' sweet. And it's a good sword. Let's see. I'm going to go Zodiac Spear also, only for the purpose of it being the godliest weapon in the game and making the game way easier for me. I'm going to go with Squall's weapon too, because it looks cool. It might be a kind of a dumb idea for a gun blade. Not sure how that works, but it looks really awesome, so I'm fine with
I
that.
think Lightning's weapon's pretty cool too.
You think so?
Like it's a gun blade, but it like kind of switches from gun to sword.
Yeah.
Oh, it's pretty cool.
And I'm going to go with Vincent's Cerberus from Dirge of Cerberus.
The
'Cause
gun?
You can customize it. Yeah, the gun.
How about the Maw gun from
Oh, dude. The Maw gun is pretty awesome. The show.
For the 5 people out there that have watched Final Fantasy Unlimited,
Yeah, the Maw gun is pretty awesome for damage. It's ridiculous. I don't understand.
it's a summoning gun,
that is a pretty
and he
awesome weapon.
puts random soil charges in. I don't even get it. It's so there's a fucking propeller.
Yeah. We don't know anything about the physics of that.
Krinital is wondering if Renoa's weapon is stupider than a beach ball.
Technically, no.
Yes, it is stupider than a beach ball.
I just remember Spoonie's little thing where he's like, let a little air out so it leaves a welt, yeah?
By the way, if you guys want to join, there's some folks that on Wednesday, I might have already said this.
You haven't
on the
this time.
podcast. Every Wednesday, I believe at 5 Eastern, like 5 o'clock. I don't know. Check the forums. They talk about the show and Final Fantasy and just random stuff. Krinital, Bandrum, and Chocobo Chica, which are some of our former members, they get on our TeamSpeak channel and do that. And if you want to join them, please do, because it's cool to hear feedback. But they were talking about our FF8 review and how we named Renoa a whore, and we named the dog, I'm not sure if they mentioned this, but we also named the dog Anal.
Yeah.
And the reason we did that was because it always came up with these really funny sentences, and we got the idea from a guy named Spoonie.
Yeah, Noah Antweiler from YouTube.
Noah Antweiler. His show is called The Spoonie Experiment, which is spoonieexperiment.com. And he has an FF8 review, an FF10 review, and an FF13 review. And the FF8 and FF10 reviews are really, really funny. And that's where we got the idea to do that.
Yeah.
I think that reference might have been lost on some people. Like, they had no idea what we were talking about. And why would we ever name Renoa a whore?
Yeah.
And it wasn't...
It's not because...
It wasn't because we thought Renoa was a whore.
I mean, she did jump from Seaford to Squall, but that's okay. It's, whatever. But yeah, that's why. That guy's got a fantastic review of a few of the games. 10-2s is just gold.
10-2s is hilarious.
It's golden.
So the 13 review is really not that great.
Yeah, he's kind of negative. He's always negative.
Well,
but
he was
most of it's...
He was less funny. I don't know.
Yeah, it was just rage.
I would like to get an interview with Spoonie, but he's too famous, I think.
You think so?
Yeah.
Too famous
so
for
ignore our
us?
tweets. Yeah, no.
No.
All right. So...
Ooh, this one is titled Worst Final Fantasy. This is from Really 511. What is the worst Final Fantasy in your opinion? His least has to be Tactics. Sorry for everyone that loves that game. It's not bad, it's just different. I don't like the battle system. I don't like the battle style. Oh, sorry, not system. Now, please tell me yours.
Batman thinks it's the MMO games.
Okay.
And with the game closest to the MMO is FF12. And so I assume he means that FF12 is the worst.
I think he means 11 and 14. Oh, no, he does say FF12.
He does say FF12.
Oh, jeez. Ruined the battle system, ruined the game for him. I love the battle system in 12. All right.
He doesn't say.
What do you think?
Well,
And the obvious answer is...
yeah, we've ranked the Final Fantasy games before. It's FF1.
Yeah, I know a lot of people really love it for nostalgic reasons, and
Yeah, some people started with that game.
we did not, and
Nope.
we see it as what it is, and it's rough.
Clunky.
It's rough, but still worth playing. I mean, it's not a horrible, horrible game, obviously.
And in terms of gameplay, probably FF2. But FF2 has a much, much better story than FF1.
Yeah.
So, in my mind, FF2 kind of sneaks above 1 just a little bit. In fact, I enjoyed FF2, and I don't think I really enjoyed FF1. So, although most people would probably say FF2 as the worst game, by the way, when I say FF2, I mean FF2, not FF4.
Yes.
Just for you guys on Twitch who might not have seen our show before. that one has a messed up battle system, but I think just as far as like worst story and not the worst gameplay, but pretty bad gameplay in comparison to the rest of the series, FF1 is my least favorite.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Out of the ones that we've played so far, we have not yet gotten to spin-offs and sequels, which we've heard that's where it really gets down. Like,
well, yeah, except
that's where it really goes south. So we'll see.
Yeah, like that, and
I would like this question asked later on when we've gone through all the games.
that would be good. Well, they will know.
We'll probably assess it in some way.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of want to separate the main series from the spin-offs when we do the rankings, but we can still say this is the worst Final Fantasy
I think it'd be
game
kind of
ever.
cool to rank all the Final Fantasies.
The list, though, it's going to be sick. It's going to be like 10 minutes of us just reciting our favorites.
It's the non-mobile ones, though, so it's not like it's
like all the bravest or whatever.
Disgusting number, yeah. By the way, if you want to leave a review, I believe we had someone send us an email saying that they were going to do a review on, I want to say Final Fantasy Dimensions.
I didn't see it.
I can't remember what it was.
You always mark it as red.
We're looking forward to that review, by the way, and we wonder where you are. If you guys out there, if you want to give a review, assuming you have a microphone at home, if you want to give a review of any of the mobile FF games, just send me a message on the forum or send us an email, and we can talk about doing that. Just give you like 20 minutes to talk about the game, and it'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. We wouldn't have to play it. We'd have somebody talk about it.
Wouldn't have to do a discussion segment.
Yeah.
Get the day off. No, it's fine. But it would be cool, and so we'd have it in our back catalog. You'd have some way to contribute to the show, and we still get to say we're never going to play a mobile game.
It's true. We can stick to that. Well, we'll at least never both play a mobile game. I started playing Record Keeper, but my phone is like wicking out on me, so I can't.
Oh yeah,
handle.
you have to beat the game. That's important.
Yeah, you can't just play
it for
it.
like 30 minutes. And
Yeah, it's got to be a full review, full girthy review. Yeah. All right, so we have one last question here. This one is from Gammon Stark. It's titled DLC. While playing Tales of Xillia 2, I noticed that the game constantly searches for DLC during startup. I decided to check out what Sony Network had available. Listed amongst the obligatory character costumes, I noticed that levels were for sale. Is this common? Would you purchase character levels if you could? No. It might be common.
you know, despite me cheating my way out of FF4 and FF12, as far as levels are concerned, I don't think I would ever put up money. Like, there would be a part of my soul that would be chipped away if I did that, like putting up money for leveling up.
Yeah, it's not only cheating, it's like dumb. Why would you ever
Except for maybe in FF11.
Even then, dude, people selling their accounts, I would never buy that. Like, just play it or don't worry about the levels.
I don't know if it's common, but
I've heard of people doing that in WoW. I think you can buy levels and stuff like that. It's
you would never do that.
No, I would never do that.
I would do it for FF11. I would.
So that's the one exception that you would...
That's the one exception, just because it takes so freaking long to level up in that game. And it's really tough to do it without like a full party. You got to be in lower areas to level up safely in FF11. So I'd say FF11 would be the exception, but it depends on the price. Like, if it's a steep price, probably not.
Yeah, I say we do one more question, actually.
One more question. That one's a newer one.
That's okay.
Well, let's check the voicemail.
It's from oh yeah, we got the voicemail.
Yeah.
I totally forgot about
we got
that.
the voicemail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Show earlier messages. There you go.
Yeah, is that where we go?
Yeah, that's where you go.
Oh God.
I think it's
These are both.
yeah, I think they're both different questions. So
all right.
Just listen to one.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Hey, this is Captain Palooza from the forums. I just had a question. I listened to your last episode,
Don't interrupt him.
and I noticed that you're doing the grinding thing in the temple, basically to gain levels. And I did something very similar. And for me, it was kind of weird because I've never done anything like that. mostly because it's never been much of a problem to get to level 99, especially in the older ones, Final Fantasy VII. And then I kind of looked it up and looked at some information, and I found out that, for the max, to get to level 99 in Final Fantasy VII, it only takes about 2.5 million experience compared to 12, which I found it has 13.7, I believe, to get to the same level. So literally 5 times as much experience is needed to do the same thing as you would in 7. And I think it feels like it's something almost similar to the attack, dang. It almost feels like something like in the older games where the amount of XP and the amount of health keeps going up, instead of everything increasing. And I felt that, how do you feel about that? I mean, it feels kind of weird having to almost force yourself to play a game because, they're trying to extend it by making it a lot more difficult to level up to beat these final bosses.
Okay.
I guess that was my question. I figured.
All right, so I think
Thank you very much for leaving a voicemail.
Yeah, thank you. You're one of the few. I think what he was touching on was a few things. I think he was trying to recall when we were bitching about FF2 and the sadistic in prices. So that's one thing, because he's saying the inflation, he compares it to that kind of inflation in the game. And then also to when we talked about, the inflation of damage.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the experience for 12 is a lot more, but there's a lot more to do.
What do you mean by a lot more?
It takes a lot
longer
more
to do.
It takes longer to level up. It takes longer to level up in 12, I feel, and it's... I don't know. You can't really compare the amount of XP, though, because I don't know what the ratio...
I'm thinking, though, about FF7, and I remember those guys... You were probably getting... With the upper level kind of guys, you were probably getting 1,000, 2,000 experience for, the highest areas,
Yeah, but I'm getting 6,000.
Really?
Yeah, I'm getting 6,000
the
kill.
Necrohall, most of the things in that area are 1,100 experience, and then I have to have the double XP on, so I'm getting 2,000.
Well, it's not that great of an area, though. The area I'm in, they're getting the Abbey Steels.
That way. It seemed like the worst area, but
the Abbey Steels are giving me 3111 every kill.
Okay,
I've got the double on, so it's 62.
So
22.
I'm thinking they're comparable amount of XP that you're receiving, but I'd have to double check. So don't. This isn't gospel here. It feels like you're probably getting about the same amount of experience from the enemies, but that they've of course bumped up how much experience it takes to level up.
Yeah.
So it does take longer. I'd say it definitely does take longer to get to certain levels in FF12, especially level 70 to level 99.
Yeah.
Where it's just going to a huge amount of XP left.
True.
And so, I have my problems with FF12, and we'll get to that in the review, where it just feels like every single thing in FF12 wants you to take forever on it.
Yeah, well, you say that, though, but you didn't actually play the game the right way. You didn't actually level up in the areas you were supposed to. You went into one area.
I did up to a certain point.
Right, but then you saw the big gap between 70 and 99 because you were killing guys that were level 30. Of course, it's going to take forever to kill.
I'm seeing the gap now as I'm doing all the hunts.
Yeah, you're doing hunts
higher areas, and it's just like...
They're not really higher areas, though. You're in the 90s. You got to remember that. Your characters are 95, 96. You're in areas that are like level 50.
Everything does take forever in FF12, and it's because they were trying to do a single-player version of FF11, which does have FF12 beat, both on how long it takes the leveling and how long it takes to get from place to place.
Yes.
It is a smaller game than FF11, which is hard to say. If you've never played FF11 but you played FF12, you probably think FF12 is the hugest thing ever, and I did for a long time until we played FF11. I'm like, this game is giant. We saw 1/3 of the areas and we played it for 2 months.
Yeah, it was crazy.
It's sick. I don't really like that sort of creep in there in FF12. I certainly prefer a faster system. I don't know. Maybe I'm just an impatient person, though.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. I mean, you can't expect to level up evenly on guys that are level 30 from 1 to 99 at
I'm
the
not
same
saying
speed.
I'm not saying that.
Yeah, but I mean, this you're supposed to level up on the way too. So like my natural leveling while just playing the game was much faster than leveling up in the Neglamur. But of course, your reasoning behind it wasn't to make it, quick necessarily. It was to make it effortless, which is fine. It just kind of makes it seem like you're never leveling up because you're never leveling up.
In that certain
yeah.
spot that I'm in.
Well, yeah, or any spot.
Or
you
that
go
I
in.
was leveling in.
Really, any spot after that because you're in the 90s and you're walking through the Paramina Rift where you were like level 20 before, and like it's gonna take an eternity to level up there.
Well, I'm not trying to.
Yeah, but you're killing everything, and you're noticing that, man, I never level up. It's like, well, yeah.
I level up about once per day
Yeah.
in like a 6-hour session.
Yeah. So, but of course you are massively OP now, so.
Yeah. It's
But yeah, it is kind of, I see where it's a problematic. I mean, I went for about an hour last night, maybe an hour and a half. Of
it does
grinding
seem
and-
like grinding in the other games took less time, though.
Yeah, the leveling was faster in 7.
Well, that's what he's talking about.
He is, yeah, and that's fine. It's a faster game, but there's also way less to do in 7. There's a way more side quests in 12, so
That's true.
You don't have to just mindlessly grind. You can go do shit instead of just attacking the magic pots in the northern cave, which is what I did to then go fight the weapons. But it was super fast. Like, it took me maybe a day to max out with the double XP materia.
Okay.
So, it's a different feel.
All right. Well, we'll answer his second voicemail in a couple weeks, I think.
All right.
We got one more question for the forum.
I think so,
I
yeah.
think you wanted to click on another one.
This one is going to be LARPing from Busy Bark. Just wondering if we've ever been interested in LARPing. It's something you really have to dedicate yourself to, but I think it would be fun as hell. I can see why someone might think it's silly, but come on, it's your childhood imagination coming to life. Have you ever done that?
No, I have never done LARPing. I have problems dressing up for Halloween. I'm not really that into playing pretend as an adult.
Yeah.
Well, except I did some theater, but
Well, that's different. That's
that doesn't
acting.
count.
You're an actor. that's something else.
No, I'm not I wouldn't call myself an actor. I don't think you should call yourself. Okay, I had this argument with my sister the other day about what a musician is. And I have a very unpopular belief upon what a musician should be. And I said anybody that makes money making music or performing music. And she had some kind of like hoity-toity kind
Artsy
of
reason.
arts. She's like, no one should ever call themselves a musician if they can't read sheet music. I'm like, I don't think Michael Jackson could read sheet music, but is he not a musician?
No, he's a singer.
Right. I don't think the Beatles like knew any sort of. That's why their stuff is like off time half the time. Like the Beatles, I think most of the members of the Beatles weren't musically trained. I might be wrong about that, by the way.
Corrections time.
But there's a lot of popular and good musicians that necessarily didn't read sheet music.
Yeah.
So I can't call myself an actor unless I've been paid as an actor. Can't call myself a musician unless I've been paid as a musician. That's my own personal belief, because otherwise you can call yourself a musician and then people who really are musicians, like really make a living doing music, like their title is lessened because of you.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think money should be the big thing. I mean, I think Dream Theater is a more skilled band than 90% of the mainstream.
They make a living.
They do, but
playing
they don't
music.
make a ton of money.
They
so.
in some way supplement their income doing that thing.
Right,
It's not
but-
just a hobby. It's
Right.
not something for yourself.
Right, but if we base it on money, that means Skrillex is a better musician than
No, I'm not saying a better musician. I'm saying
more
they
of
can-
a musician.
I'm
He's
saying,
more of a musician.
No.
than
I'm not
Dream
saying
Theater.
that. I'm just saying that the threshold is simply you make some sort of money or something. You make something from doing that thing.
Wait, so what does this have to do with LARPing?
Nothing. We went off on acting. So you called me an actor, and I'm like, no.
Well, you were an actor when you were in a fucking play.
I wasn't getting paid. It was.
It doesn't matter.
volunteer
You're
work.
still classified as an actor in a play.
No. Okay.
What do they
I
list
don't,
you
I don't
as
feel
in the-
comfortable like going to a bar and being like, I'm an actor.
Well, no, you wouldn't brag about it, but you have acted.
I don't know.
Therefore,
It's an unpopular opinion. I realize that, but that's what I'm sticking to.
fine. Just What should they put as in the credits then? Overweight ginger or something like that instead of actor. Is that what you want?
Fuck you. Okay. All right. No, I've never done LARPing. I don't even know anybody who LARPs. Do you?
I knew some kids when I was in high school that did it, and they tried to get me to go, and I was like, no, I'm okay.
I don't even cosplay. I mean, I've thought about it though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
thought about going as Seifer.
No, I mean, I've fought Caleb with practice swords before, but that's not LARPing. LARPing is like fake weaponry.
I think my friend Timo, there's a club at BYU where they like dress up in armor and they fight each other.
That's totally different, though.
It's not LARPing, but it's something that to me is a little similar.
Yeah.
So I guess I know someone that does something like that. I can't remember what they call it, but some kind of, I don't know, they hit each other with wooden swords out on campus. And it's really weird when you're going to the library at BYU and you're like, what the heck?
Is there like a Knights tournament going on?
So no, I did, however, there is a movie on YouTube, not on YouTube, but on Netflix called Unicorn City, which it might be one of the only, if not the only movie based upon LARPing, fictional movie based upon LARPing out there. And it was made here in Utah, and they had an audience preview, and that was the first movie I ever saw at an audience preview, like before the movie was sold or came out.
Oh, cool.
I got like a free ticket from someone I knew in the local film industry here, and I went over there and watched the movie with them. And there was most of the people had worked on the movie, so everybody was laughing really loud at the jokes. But if you want to go check it out, it's an okay movie. I think it's kind of funny. If you're really interested in LARPing, then that's the movie for you. It's called Unicorn City.
Cool.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I've never done it, and I don't know. I think it'd be cool to be trained in, the art of sword play, but
I don't know if they do that during
really
LARPing.
for-
I think it's kind of Dungeons and Dragons-y, where they have like their character and they like camp out
They do.
as their own character, and then they kind of do these role-playing kind of things.
yeah,
with
they
it.
do.
Right?
There's a guy from my work that does it, and he talked about being like a murderous clown or something like that. It was really weird. He like paints his face like the Joker from the Dark Knight trilogy, and he goes as like I can't remember what he wields, but it was something like that. And I was like, wow, that is strange. Like,
Huh.
but yeah, it's D&D-esque. They do all the leveling, I guess, and stuff like that. I don't know. But yeah, I've never done it, and I don't really plan to necessarily. I mean, I'm not like anti-LARPing, but it's just one of those weird things that I've never done. So, and yeah, I don't think I will.
Okay. All right. Well, do we have any iTunes reviews?
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do. Go to hotmail.com, actually. Go to my email. I know it's Hotmail, and everybody makes fun of me for my
Better than
Hotmail
Yahoo,
account.
right?
It is better than Yahoo. I should say that. It is better than Yahoo. Yeah, just go to Hotmail. It should already be logged in. Okay. So, 8 new reviews for Ultimate Final Fantasy, the Ultimate Final Fantasy podcast. By the way,
8?
if you
Good
guys
God.
could, it takes up everything from the whole month from everywhere. So just scroll down. We got the foreign reviews, right?
Yeah, we got a few.
Okay. So here's from.
Okay, we already
Okay.
did that one.
Okay.
Oh, wait,
We did
no.
that one? Okay.
No, I don't think we did this one.
Okay. All right. So this one's from the UK. We'll only do the foreign ones about once a month. So sorry for you guys in the UK or Canada or wherever giving us reviews. They might be a little delayed.
Yeah.
But today is review day. So we got the email from the source that gathers together all of the iTunes reviews and hands it to us. So, you want to read this one?
Yeah, the Feel Right at Home.
Yeah.
All right, it's titled Feel Right at Home. It's by The Squin from the UK. Final Fantasy has been a big part of my life since I was young and introduced to the series with 7, and been excited every time a new one comes out. When discovering this podcast, it feels like your own opinions are being voiced through the two great hosts, and it feels very nostalgic. With the reviews and the games, knowing that you were not the only one who got annoyed at something or had an interpretation that was the same as others. Great show. Keep it up.
All right, thank you very much, the Squin.
Thank you, the Squin.
I
He's got the
appreciate
Squin.
Appreciate it very much. All right. We got this one from Canada.
Ooh.
From the Great North. Great White North, right?
Yeah,
That's what you call them.
I think so. The cold place
The cold place.
above us.
All right. It's from Tess D. Army. It's a 5-star review. I was on the fence about playing FF6, so I searched for a podcast that might talk about Final Fantasy. To my surprise, the Ultima Final Fantasy podcast has an entire episode devoted to discussing it. I soon discovered the hosts were playing every FF game and documenting their gamer journey in the form of reviews. This podcast inspired me not only to get into Final Fantasy, but get back into gaming as a whole. P.S. More Caleb Craig, please.
Soon. Soon, Mark.
Yeah, he'll be on for the FF12 review, that's for sure.
It's true.
Well, it should be. He should be. I mean, he was supposed to be on the FF9 review and then didn't show up, so who knows. But he should be here next week. Probably next 2 weeks. It might be a doubler episode.
Yeah, I think we did this one, didn't we? Worth a listen.
Yeah, that's it. That's USA. That's USA also.
This one's new, though.
Is that one new? Okay,
Yeah.
this is from the US of A.
This is from Darwin, San Pablo. The nostalgia is brought about by my recent discovery of Final Fantasy Record Keeper in iOS. Basically made me find a memory crystal, equip a Phoenix Summon materia, and then cast Ultima to spring forth a fantasy universe that I thought had been final a decade ago. These guys surely know their stuff and are awesome at their job. Now I want to go back and pick up where I left off in FF9 and continue the adventure.
Dun, 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 dun. We should have that on jingle, but we don't have it pulled up.
We don't, yeah.
Thank you very much, Darwin San Pablo. I hope you enjoy FF9.
Yeah, it's a pretty solid one.
Yeah, this is a review that I find hilarious, by the way.
Yeah.
This next one here, which I saw. This is from GamerBoy89 from the UK. This is a 4-star review, and you'll see why. I'm currently listening to the history of Square Enix Part 1. Very informative, and the hosts are good. However, some things do need improvement throughout. It is not a good idea to eat. To eat while broadcasting, for example. It sounds terrible and quite frankly almost made me unsubscribe. There are some minor factual errors, but these are fans at the end of the day, and no one outside of Square Enix can be expected to have an encyclopedic knowledge of Final Fantasy. I'm not sure what errors he's talking about, but it is certainly hard to find that stuff for history of Square Enix. And I try to double check, but I mean, some things might have slipped through, or
Yeah, it might have been another episode that he was...
I was mostly
referring.
pulling from a 10-page write-up on the history of video games in Japan. That's where I was mostly pulling it from. But sources are sources. I should probably list the source on that episode.
Most likely.
So and then of course we do have the occasional slip-ups because we're human. We don't have notes in front of us for every episode. So
yeah.
all right.
Keep it
So
real.
if the host could be somewhat more professional, save the eating for off-air, for example, and fix the factual errors, this would be perfect. At present, it is merely excellent. So he gave us a very negative review and then said, at present, it is merely excellent,
Well, thanks.
as opposed to being perfect. So I'm going to take that as a compliment. Thank you very much. I am sorry for eating on the history of Square Enix Part 1. I was intoxicated that night. I'm not saying that as an excuse. I am just saying it.
All right, you fuck. All right, so we have one last review. This one is from Stella King from the UK.
I will never eat on the show again.
Good.
I will, however, sip my coffee while Caleb is talking,
Yeah,
which I do every time.
can't stop the coffee.
Can't stop.
Brilliant stuff. Highly recommended. 5-star review. Without question, Final Fantasy podcastery at its finest. Returning to realms old and venturing the new, our hosts explore this diverse media with aplomb. There's a great camaraderie here. The show is just a pleasure to listen to. Guides, previews, reviews, news, Q&As, commentaries. even sandwich pro tips, thoroughly entertaining. The promise of much hilarity and immediate subscribe. Be sure to check out all past episodes.
Thank you very much,
Yeah.
Stella King from the UK, and all you guys, the UK, Canada, and US, who gave us reviews today.
Yes.
Really do appreciate it.
We do. And remember, you're on iTunes, so iTunes has become real dickish lately with the episodes. And they only show the last, 20 or something like that. So,
Not if you're subscribed.
yeah, is that how it is?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh. Well.
If anything, the podcasting apps will have the other.
Oh, yeah, Libsyn's never going to take it down unless they wanted me to get really mad at them. But, of course, if you don't want to do iTunes...
You can leave us a review somewhere else, like Stitcher or something like that, and give us a link.
Yeah, eventually we'll find it.
Yeah.
We rarely check
I feel
Stitcher,
like we've
but-
had
Oh,
Facebook and stuff reviews we should probably catch up on sometime.
Oh, dude, there's so many.
Some other time. Schweiss, do you have the questions from us to you pulled up?
Pulled up. Oh, last times?
Yeah, last times. So last time I talked about how we can make our Twitch experience a little better, I guess, as far as doing these live episodes on Saturday mornings or Saturday afternoons.
Okay, so yeah, the initial question was, what about the Twitch stream would need to change to incentivize you to watch us on Saturday morning? Joe.
All right, so Kefka Palooza says, I imagine more would watch it if they could. Probably just more of a lack of time or people working that day. A lot easier to listen to a podcast than go and watch the stream. Either way, heard good things about it. If I'm ever off on Saturday, we'll check it out. Thank you very much, Kefka Plaza.
All right, sweet. Dr. Roxo says, transform into a hot girl with big boobs, wear a tank top, seems to do well on Twitch. Just kidding, but he's not. It totally does. I think maybe putting yourself out there as much as you can via interacting with other FF streams or something of the sort. Other Twitch streams can host streams, and it adds to their viewers to yours and vice versa. Just a thought.
We have thought about that. We have not yet implemented it.
No, not quite. This one's from The Doors 93.
It's about the timing, yeah.
Yeah, it's about the timing, and it's tough to find ones that I want to restream, especially because I'm trying to do FF12. I think it'd be fitting to stream another FF12 player, and there's usually not very many online.
So Amerline1 says maybe make the stream more than just the podcast, so add some extra parts of the show for the stream. The only thing that we've added so far is that in between our little breaks, we do talk to the people that are constantly messaging, and I see a whole list of words over there. I can't read them right now.
No, yeah.
But we'll certainly talk to the people on the stream after we're done with the episode and in between the news segment and the discussion.
Right, it's almost like an off-air question segment sometimes too, which is kind of cool. That's kind of an incentive, I guess. But yeah, The Door says
Hop on.
he'd watch, but it's mainly about the timing.
Yeah.
He's either sleeping Saturday mornings or he's out about getting stuff done, exercising, etc. Evening times would be better for him.
Yeah, we can't change the time around for you.
Yeah, it's got to
Sorry.
be here. Timing thing. Bandrum says
it's a timing thing.
Chocobo Chica says try the tank top. No, thank you. Would be nice if both of you guys were on Twitch, like either Joe or Caleb plays, then the other one is talking, and you guys alternate and stuff. Just having both of you in the room talking while you play is cool. It's nice in FF11 streams where you both would talk and play, and
Well, that'll happen again with FF14.
yeah, the only problem with that happening now is we need to be playing the game, and when I'm streaming, I'm playing the game, and normally my goals to finish within the game are much higher. I want to do much more in the game than Joe does, so really there's no real way to implement that unless we just trade it off game after game.
No.
Yeah, that's what I figured your
Caleb
answer would
streams, and he's happy to do it.
For the multiplayer ones, though, we'll both be there.
Honestly, though, you were interested in streaming before we started this podcast, so I felt like the person who should be streaming the games, if not both of us, it should at least be you.
Yeah, the one that wanted to.
So Caleb has the streaming job. It's not because I'm not interested in streaming. I just know I won't be consistent with it, and Caleb is. So Caleb's the guy. I might stream FF14, and certainly when we're on FF14 and we're both on, the sound's going to come through, so we're both going to be there.
Yeah, and we're both
if not
gonna be,
a few other people. So
right, and we're both going to be in a party together, so you'll see us, within the game, just like with 11. So
Yeah.
it'll be a callback to that, I suppose.
Krinital, this one's funny.
Put a poster of Fran on the wall in the background, or lady from the game you are playing. Female listeners or females always give views.
Yes.
We've got what is her name? Aki Ross.
Aki Ross.
Nice.
From Final Fantasy Spirits Within. We got our poster here. It's a little shiny on the stream, so you can't really see it, but
I was very disturbed when I pulled that out of there. I was like, what the hell? This is from
the pinup from the DVD of Spirits Within.
Yeah, I was that was weird. I was like, this is awesome, but like, it's such a random thing.
I think there's a male one too.
Oh, is there really?
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been even weirder for me.
The main dude.
The main guy, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
That would have been uncomfortable.
Yeah, I was like, what the hell?
All right, Joyce, you got a question from us to them?
Oh shit.
Way to go.
Oh, whatever. You friggin' stole mine.
Just ask your questions next week for FF12.
Yeah. My question from me to you is, how did you like FF12?
And short responses.
Right. And there's another post on the forum that a few people have answered. Have any of you guys that listen gotten the Order of Ambrosia, which is the ultimate rank in Final Fantasy XII, and it's one thing I'm aspiring towards this playthrough. So how do you feel about the game, and did you get the ultimate ranking in the clan? Mm-hmm. So let me know.
Right. Well, let us know your FF12 stuff.
Oh, and how long it took you to do that, because that's very important.
Okay. Okay, let us know your FF12 stuff next week. Let's do our plugs now.
Ooh.
You can go to youtube.com/Ultima Final Fantasy, Twitter @UFF Podcast, Facebook.com/Ultima Final Fantasy. Please support us on Patreon. You get some cool stuff, and if you donate at least $1, you get the episodes early.
Yeah.
You can go to twitch.tv and see all of this. Twitch.tv/Ultima Final Fantasy and see Caleb's mug and sometimes both of our mugs on the stream. And then everything is found at ultimafinalfantasy.com, where you can also join our forums, ultimafinalfantasy.boards.net.
Yeah.
We do have a couple other shows also, which I feel like we never plug.
Oh, we don't.
There is our spin-off show from this show. If you look into the back catalog, if you're new to listening to us, there's some things called Super Sexy Swingin' Fan Fiction. And if you have the stomach for it, please check out our podcast, Super Sexy Swingin' Fan Fiction. You can also, me and Caleb are also trying to get a little healthier and lose some weight and do a few other personal
gains, I guess.
Yeah,
improvements.
And then we just talk about whatever. That show is Getting Fat with Caleb and Joe. That's PHAT. You can find that on iTunes and everywhere else.
It's true.
Getting Fat with Caleb and Joe. And that's a show I really want other people listening to.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Yeah. And, it's one that we cleaned up. We don't swear. So if we offend you, check that one out instead.
All right. Well, that's going to end it for this episode. We'll do our FF12 review next week.
Ooh. Enjoy the grind, guys.
This has been another production of Ultima Final Fantasy, the Ultimate Final Fantasy Podcast. The show was produced by Joseph DeGaulier and Caleb Schweiss, with music and editing by Joseph DeGaulier, parodies and clips from their respective authors, of course. You can get all of our episodes as well as our Let's Plays at ultimafinalfantasy.com. You can also contact us on Twitter @UFF Podcast, as well as our contact page on our website. Be sure to subscribe and review our podcast. Your reviews may get read on the show, and look forward to the next episode of Ultima Final Fantasy, the Ultimate Final Fantasy Podcast.
All right, let's go over some of this Twitch stuff.
Okay, let's on in. Thank you. Always a pleasure. Okay. Hello, Krinital. All right, episode 22. What is that about? The last episode they talked about it. Uncultured swine, says Next Step Badger. I wonder if they just have a giant list of names and go, which one fits that monster closest?
Probably.
That's probably true as far as what they're like doing with the naming.
The Marlboro Overking is the only one with the mustache, apparently. Huh.
Oh, okay.
I knew some of them had it. There's a link to that. Not going to check it.
Okay, Krinital said he's going to send me that message on LBR.
Sweet.
Yep, that's good. What the hell did I just watch? Oh, the fucking YouTube, the Chocoball.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's what Krinital posted.
It is. I see the...
Other than PC has a huge piracy rate. Oh, Steam protects it pretty well, don't they?
A lot of PC gamers just steal stuff, though. But the thing is...
Shame on you, PC gamers.
Well, people steal stuff all the time. It's not gonna... It doesn't matter. You can still steal it. Console-wise, you can mod the console and steal every game you want.
It's true. It's a little bit harder, though, I assume.
Yeah, it is. Mm-hmm. All right, where were we? Piracy rate, LBR News in the forum. Microsoft shot themselves in the foot with their initial decisions. Yeah.
It is stupider than a beach ball. Stupier. A beach ball. Yeah, I guess they do have to port it to the PC. I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
But don't they develop the games on the PC? Don't they have to port it to the PS3 or the PS4? Wouldn't it be the opposite?
You would think so. I mean, I don't know. I feel like it would be a great move either way.
Well, I mean, the old games they do have to port.
Right.
But for like the newer stuff, I mean...
Beach ball with spikes, mace with no handle. Yeah, the Ma gun.
Batman can go eat a dick.
14 is awesome.
Let's see. If nothing else, you can tear it. Indeed, love that. Okay. Mystic Quest all-time worst FF.
Oh, shit. That's early in the...
Is it early? Well, it's early in the spin-offs. It's like midway through the podcast.
Yeah.
I'd call it early. Honestly, WoW is the only game I've heard of that allows you to pay $60 for level 90. And it was terrible. Wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I knew. How do you become a good Twitch streamer?
How do I become a good... Why did he ask
Be
that
entertaining.
I don't know. I'm not a good Twitch streamer, so... Not sure why you are repeating the question. They don't respond. We will respond at the end of the show. I don't know how to be a good Twitch streamer. Some random guys, they're not even looking at chat. I'm sorry. I was actually looking at the chat. Like, it's in the corner over there. And if you see my eyes dart over there, that's because I am looking at the chat.
Yeah.
But, no.
Yeah, we wait till after. We're a podcast first, and the Twitch stream comes second.
Oh, come on. This needs to go. I am going to spam this till it is gone. Oh, the fucking picture? What does the picture mean? I don't know.
They need to mod someone down? For when they're podcasting.
They need to mod someone for when they're...
Make a moderator.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't really give a shit.
There was a Twitch troll. Was he really trolling? I don't know. It's a dick with a face and shorts. I'm pretty sure it just looked like Squidward.
Oh, no, it kind of... Yeah, I don't think it's supposed to be that. No, maybe.
No, maybe that is supposed to be a dick.
Whatever.
Okay, well, whatever. Fuck him. Okay, Keanu Reeves. I cannot get that voice out of my head for Squall. Thank you. That's funny. Get the jingle from 11. Oh, the fucking...
The blam, blah, blah,
blah.
blah.
It's here, dude.
Yeah, it is.
Let's see, where is it? There you go. All right. Well, I guess that's it.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, thanks again, and we'll